good to see you. I'm glad you're here. My name is Jerrel. I'm at Games for a Living. Today I wanted to discuss the topic of Sony Wolverine, the character, and his face. When I first saw this character, I felt something was a bit off, and it just looked odd. And I've seen some people online express that they feel that his face looks like a puppy dog or something like that. And I want to discuss why that is and try to offer an attempt at adjusting it to see if it would make it any better or any worse. But first, I want to discuss something. I'm a little bit bummed out. This was one of my mugs that I liked to drink out of, had a huge capacity, but there is a crack in the mug, so I can't drink out of the mug anymore, which is a real shame. I actually quite liked this one, but it's probably for the best because an upside down pineapple is generally regarded as a signal to let other people know that you are a swinger. And that's not something that I am particularly interested in. I'm not much of a swinger except for last summer with your parents on that cruise. So I'm going to load two images here into my image editing program. And what I feel the issue is, I feel like the character's eyes are just too big. So what I'm going to do is just copy and paste that onto a new layer here. Okay? And we'll do that for this eye as well. All right. Now we'll work with one eye at a time. And what I'm going to do is just change the size of that, maybe just to 95%. Let's make it 95%. You know what? Let's even make it 90. Oop. Hold on, we've made a grave mistake here. Okay, let's make it 92%. All right, and we'll make that same for the other eye as well. 92. Okay, and I feel that looks a little more, and I don't want to say realistic, right? Because realism is not why we like things. Realism is not what is important. It is what we are expressing. It is what we are saying that is important. What are we saying? What are we conveying with our visual information? What are we conveying and how are we conveying it? So now I'm just going to take this eraser and I'm going to run that along the edges and I'll just try and blend that as best as I can here. Okay. Okay, now I'll go ahead and put these into a group so we can do a quick before and after. So this is before and this is after. Which of these looks better to you? And I'm not saying what looks more realistic. I'm saying to your eye, what do you prefer? What do you feel looks better? So this one or this one? It's such a subtle difference here, but I feel that it does make quite a big difference. So something like that. To me personally, this just looks better. It has the proportions of an adult man. And if you don't consider your proportions, there's so much that we interpret in terms of visual communication. Generally, we regard facial proportions like a big eyes. Generally makes a character look very young. It makes them look like a child. Whereas proportionally, if the eyes are a bit smaller compared to the rest of the head, it makes that character look more like an adult. So again, before and after, which of those do you prefer? We were going to do that. This is one screenshot of a character that feels so off to me. There's something really wrong about it. And again, it's not about realism. It's about what are we conveying visually? What are we saying visually? And this just looks so weird to me. So I want to make sure that I get a big enough grab on that. And I feel like 92% isn't even going to fix this. I think we're going to need something. I think we're going to need it smaller than 90% because this feels gigantic. Have a look at this eye here. It looks enormous to me. And I'm not here to disparage these developers, okay? I'm not here to insult them and say that they've done a bad job on this game. These developers have made the game to the very best of their ability. But for me personally, the eye just looks gigantic. This looks bizarre to me. I'm actually going to shrink this down to 90% because this is enormous. It's so bizarre looking to me. Okay, I'm going to shrink that down to 90, and I'm just going to nudge this to the position where I think it looks most appropriate. Okay, we'll take our eraser tool, and we'll have to actually get a pretty big bite on this here. And we're just going to smoothen that out. Okay. All right. Now, I feel like the eyes need to be nudged just a little bit. That might be in just a bit. Okay. Now, that is after. Does this look more palatable to you? Does this make this character look more like an adult with masculine features compared to this? So this is before, and this is after. Before and after. I'll go ahead and I'll save these images. I'll put these online, the comparison images. I'll put them in the description if you'd like to download that. So that's what I wanted to discuss today. This is the kind of thing that you can fix in 3D modeling. This is something that you should determine very early on, and then you can fix it in 3D modeling, because 3D modeling is a highly has very high workflow sustainability. So thanks very much for watching that today. And if you would like to see my latest devlog that I uploaded yesterday, I'll put the link in the description, where I discuss a Victorian era inspired horror RPG that I want to create a new gameplay style. It just explores different ideas, and it's something interesting. So thanks very... Sorry, my phone's ringing. It's your parents. They want me to go on another cruise with them. Okay.